For decades, buying an SUV meant making a hard choice. You could have a heavy, quiet, leather-lined vault for the morning commute, but take that same vehicle onto a washed-out logging road, and you're likely sinking halfway up the wheel arches. This chart plots the specific engineering problem. It maps luxury weight against off-road agility, revealing a harsh inverse relationship. Thick acoustic glass and massaging seats pack on thousands of extra pounds. That mass crushes suspension systems and turns tires into anchors off-road. This creates what designers call architectural dissonance. Bolting all-terrain tires onto a luxury frame doesn't work because the underlying skeleton isn't designed to handle extreme rotational stress and deep impacts while carrying all that premium weight. Breaking this binary requires a chassis that can absorb 1,000-pound forces from the terrain without transmitting a single vibration into the passenger cabin. Look at the BYD Shark 8 sitting under showroom lights. The architectural stance is tall and deeply geometric. Sharp, squared-off body lines pull straight back from the vertical front fascia, creating a dense silhouette. That density continues around the rear profile. The continuous taillight bar stretches straight across the tailgate, a design choice that visually anchors the vehicle and makes its center of gravity appear lower. Down below, angular dual exhaust accents point to kinetic power inside. Tucked under those squared wheel arches are massive, multi-spoke alloy wheels. Fitting rims this large inside a rigid, boxy frame requires exceptionally deep wells and a highly specific suspension geometry, allowing the wheels room to travel up and down over obstacles without impacting the bodywork. Sitting here, the exterior makes a clear promise of premium status. The test is whether this highly polished luxury shell functions as protective armor or proves to be a fragile facade once it leaves the pavement. Moving inside, the cabin presents an entirely different environment. The dashboard is precision engineered, wrapping the driver tightly in premium soft-touch materials and crisp, high-resolution displays to create a quiet, completely sealed pod. There's a sharp physical tension present here. You have an interior built out of delicate, pristine materials, sitting less than a foot away from massive, heavy-duty alloy wheels designed to crush rocks. True engineering mastery is proven when the vehicle survives the outside world, while the driver remains completely insulated from the violence of the terrain. As the Shark 8 accelerates onto open asphalt, we can test the physics of that heavy, squared-off frame. Pushing a flat, boxy shape through the air at high speeds usually creates massive drag. But the sharp body lines that looked like aesthetic choices in the showroom are actually channeling the air over the roof and around the flanks, managing wind resistance. At the same time, the vehicle's mass works in its favor. When combined with wide performance tires, that weight pushes the entire chassis downward, generating mechanical grip and high-speed stability on the tarmac. By managing the wind and leveraging its own gravity, the vehicle turns its commanding presence into a stabilizing asset, dominating the physics of high-speed travel. That stability is tested the second the vehicle leaves the pavement and hits shifting desert dunes. Now, surface traction disappears entirely. Forward momentum on ground that is constantly collapsing requires overcoming gravity. If a heavy vehicle stops moving here, it sinks. The flotation principle. The Shark 8's wide footprint distributes its weight outward, pushing sand horizontally to prevent the chassis from digging a trap. While floating, the drivetrain runs complex calculations. The millisecond a wheel slips, the system redistributes torque to wheels with grip. The Shark 8 conquers the desert through real-time adjustments, managing both its total mass and the specific distribution of force at each corner. The final test happens on a rutted jungle trail. The vehicle plunges into a mud trench, sending heavy water crashing against its outer panels. Outside, it is total chaos. Mud packs into the wheel wells, and rocks strike the undercarriage. Inside that sealed, pristine pod, the driver is barely shifting in their seat. This is because the stiffened chassis architecture and advanced dampening mechanics act as a physical firewall. They intercept kinetic shocks and swallow the energy before the impact can transfer up into the passenger cabin. Moving forward is only half the goal. True multi-terrain luxury is the ability to render the extreme violence of the outside world completely imperceptible to the people inside.
The engineering promise we saw under the showroom lights held up. The heavy vehicle was pushed through high-speed asphalt, collapsing sand, and deep mud trenches without fracturing its luxury composure. Now, covered in dust and dried mud, the Shark 8 retains its commanding silhouette. The tight panel gaps remain straight, and the precise geometric lines are perfectly intact. The premium design functions as hardened armor, protecting the underlying mechanics through terrain that would twist a standard luxury frame. For decades, a strict physical boundary separated the pristine comfort of the showroom from the untamed reality of the wilderness. The BYD Shark 8 proves that this boundary is no longer necessary. In this era of engineering, true premium status means accepting absolutely zero compromises, no matter where the wheels touch down.